Hey, what's going on? You saw that video before this one. It was about this radio, and I was crying like a little baby on there, man. Yeah, man, it's Sangean ATS 803A, man. I haven't seen one of these since I took the other one apart, and that was maybe 95 was the last time I had it all up, and not in this good a condition. But man, oh man, that was pretty interesting, pretty taken back by it, and man, I still gets a little emotional right now looking at it, man. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about, so we're gonna put this off to the side real quick. I was gonna do an honest review on this multifunction tester. It's a TC-1. Come on, this light. Sorry about that. It's because that sunlight in the back's really killing it. Sorry about that. But yeah, I was gonna go over this unit here. It's a self-contained with a battery in there, and it has a USB plug in it to charge it. I use it every once in a while, usually to find out if the components are still within tolerance. It has a nice screen on it. And I was going to go ahead and charge this thing up to use it, and basically you just put whatever component you want inside here. What is this here? 220 microfarad 16 volt electrolytic cap, and as long as you're within, none of these numbers really matter on this, is what I can tell, but as long as you're not in 1 and 1, or 1 and 2, 1 and 3, you know, in any one of these, and it'll take it. So we're just going to do, actually, let's just do it over here. You can do transistors, everything else too, resistors. And this is what I'm going to do, and I have to charge this up real quick. So let's see what happens here. I'm just plugging it in. Get my goofy mouth out of the way. Sorry about that. And we're going to plug this in every time. You can never plug in these USB cords. I love USB-C because you're done with, is it right, is it wrong? And for whatever reason, you always have to flip it once, even though it's not right, and then just whatever goes in. So we're charging on this thing, and this thing actually is doing pretty good now. I had a bad battery. Oh no, it's an unknown or damaged part. Why is that? Oh yeah, I'm in the 2 and 2. Make sure you're in a separate piece here, 1 and 2. And what I had, I'll start it again. We should get that. Lets you know the internal battery voltage. And I hadn't used this in a while. There's 211.9. Ooh. So this is good information here, and it tells you 1 and 2, and it tells you what's going on here. I like that a lot. The issue I had with this, and I just let it sit, is this thing was just flashing on and off, on and off. Well, the battery wasn't charged fully enough, so this thing actually just was blinking and going absolutely nuts. And you just got to wait for it to charge up enough for this thing to be able to hold enough power in the batteries for this thing to run. And it will shut off after it tests some stuff, but yeah, I actually was going to do an honest review, thinking that this is another one of those parts that, one of these test equipment pieces that I have that failed, but you just got to let it charge for quite some time, and then it'll bring that voltage up for this to work. Otherwise, the screen just flashes, and I thought this thing went bad, but that's not the case. Very cool little unit, very cheap unit. I don't even know who makes it, because it's just a TC-1 and nothing on the back. One of those units that's, you know, usable somewhat. How accurate is it? I'm unsure. But it will get you by in a pinch, and you can find out value of the components, resistors, things like that. Well, a resistor just hopping around here somewhere. And magic, I did find a resistor here. This is a tiny one. And I kind of use this really like as a cheater, because man, if I don't look at these through the little Harbor Freight microscope, I'm not be able to see anything on that, man. These lines are starting to blur all together. It's a tiny little component, but it's real simple to open this up, power it up, come on. And then, you know, it's a nice portable unit. Testing, all right, so we got 9 1K resistors, so that's a little off. Is that the tester? I don't know. It could be the components here. It's real simple to find out. We'll turn that off, and yeah, I guess you can get one of these. It's a good little tester. It'll let you know if it's something shorted out at least. But this is kind of a nice little cheap handheld device, don't really count your life on this. You want to make sure you're actually using a nice piece of test equipment, but this gets you by in a pinch as well. So I will go ahead and say, as an honest review, this is actually pretty decent. Was concerned that this thing was flickering out, but not the case. This is nice to use. Of course, you can't use it on IC chips or anything like that. You need the other tester IC, which is a clear cased one for IC testing. Kind of looks like you could put one in here, but yeah, it's resistors, diodes, just these basic components, but IC chips and all that. Get an IC chip tester, which I don't have. It would be kind of cool. I think whoever makes this maybe makes one of those too, but I guess you can slap your name on this and call it your own brand because it's not branded. And it looks like you do something up here with this as well, but yeah, self-contained, 4 screws, Phillips, and there's battery pack inside. But yeah, it does hold a decent charge. Of course, with this screen going a lot, you're not going to get a lot of power, but at least you got a USB port on the side there. So it didn't blow up, no magic smoke. So yeah, if you need something kind of cheap and easy, this would be it.